In this video, I'm going to show you how you can reinvent yourself completely in the year 2025. How you can break free from the same loop that you've been stuck in where you're trying to achieve your goal but not really getting anywhere year after year after year after year. I've been in this situation as well myself. There was a time in my life where I really, really wanted a certain level of success and freedom. I wanted to make money. I'll be honest with you. I wanted to make money. I wanted a certain level of career, freedom and success. And I always thought to myself, this is the year I'm going to start my business. This is over 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I used to tell myself this is the year. And I would start with an idea, and few days, few weeks later, something happened, and I would stop. And it's not like I didn't want to do it anymore. It's not like I didn't want it enough anymore, because I see people, on YouTube especially, say, you have to grit through it. You have, if you don't really do it, then you don't want it enough, and crap like that. And I don't believe that, because I've been somebody who's been stuck for years, in matters of health, in matters of relationship, in matters of money. And if you're watching this video, maybe you're struggling, maybe you're suffering. But I'm just here to tell you that the breakthrough, the transformation, is probably closer than you think, but it's not where you're looking. It's not about the habits that you have. If you're somebody that is trying to wake up early, and you've been told, and you somehow have watched a video, something you've done, and you've been told that, hey, if you wake up early, that's what all the other successful people do. If you do that, then you'll be successful. Bullshit. Doesn't work that way. Or if somebody tells you, hey, you got to have a morning routine. And if you have a morning routine, you get up and you meditate and you journal and you have a cold shower and you do this and you do that, then you will be in a flow state, and that flow state is going to create success in your life. And bullshit, that is not how it works. How do I know that? Because I've tried it. I also know this because I've worked with over 15,000 people over the last 5 years, and I've seen people struggling through this exact challenge. And if, this doesn't work, but I'll tell you what does work. There are a few things that you have to keep in mind. Okay, number one is, of course, you need to have a vision and a goal for wherever you want to go. Sure, right? You have a vision and a goal of what you want to achieve. Now, here's the problem. You have to recognize that there's a pattern. So what's the pattern? Here's the obvious pattern, right? You set a vision and a goal. Maybe you do some goal setting, and you make a vision board and make it all nice and beautiful. And then you start, and somewhere you face a challenge, or maybe something happens to you in life, or maybe you just get demotivated after a while. There's either a situation, whether it's an external situation, or more often than not, it's an internal situation. Maybe it's something that happens that creates a thought reinforced by a belief that you have, that creates an emotion that changes the way that you're going about life, that changes you're going about that goal, that stops you from moving forward, and you get stuck. For example, you're creating this beautiful project, you want to start a business, and then somebody comes to you and says, I don't think that's good enough. Or somebody comes to you and says, really, are you sure you want to do that? And the way that you interpret that is that I'm not good enough. I shouldn't be doing this. And that changes the whole confidence, the whole sense of certainty that you have in the project, and you stop. So this is a pattern, but really, there's an internal pattern over here. There's a deeper programming over here that I want you to pay attention to. The reason why people get stuck is not just the external pattern of trying and then failing and then stopping. That's fine. But there's a deeper pattern over here, and you might be shocked when I tell you what it could be. For example, if you're somebody who is a perfectionist, then perhaps a deeper pattern is that you're trying to make things perfect before actually starting and executing on an idea. You're trying to make the situation perfect. You're waiting for the perfect time. You're trying to get everything organized and ready before you get started. I used to face this because I'm actually somebody who has who's a perfectionist. Then, or you might be somebody who is easily distracted, not because you're distracted, no, not of course, but because you get easily bored, and so you jump from one project to another project and another project, and you leave everything unfinished because you get bored, you get excited by new ideas, and you never stick to one thing long enough. Or you could be somebody who's just busy helping the whole world, and you're not helping yourself. So these are the patterns that might actually appear in your life. And the question you have to ask yourself is, when it comes to you going after your goal, are you using your goal to gain validation, or to escape from feeling a certain way? Are you using a strategy to cope with either this need for validation or this need to escape from something? Are you being a perfectionist when it comes to achieving your goal or anything in life? Because if you're good, if you're perfect, then you can expect positive validation, and also you can expect that you won't make any mistakes. Are you somebody who is always helping other people because you believe somewhere deep down that if you don't, then you will lose their love and that they will abandon you? And so when it comes to actually taking care of yourself and achieving your own goal, what you're really doing is that you're moving your sense of focus to helping other people because you don't want to lose that sense of support and love, because it could be catastrophic if you do. It could be the end of the world, or could feel like it. And so what is the deeper pattern over here? Maybe you're somebody who deeply, deeply wants to avoid conflict. And you believe that if you start focusing on yourself and your own goals, that it will create conflict with other people. And so to avoid that conflict in your life, you just go along with whatever's happening. And deep down, you have this sense of anger that you may be pushing down and trying to forget and go to sleep about. But it's there, and it's there. And when it comes out, everybody knows it comes out. Or maybe you're somebody who is preparing to achieve your goal by gaining a lot of knowledge and a lot of information, and you're reading and you're doing programs and you're watching this video hoping that you'll get some sort of solution. What I'm trying to say is that there's a pattern, there's a deeper programming at play over here. And achieving your goal is not about achieving your goal. The only way that you can achieve your goal is if you become the goal. The only way that you can actually start that business and stay sustained in terms of effort and action is if you become somebody for whom that is normal. You become somebody who can do things in a way which you would not normally do right now. Become somebody who can take risks that you don't normally take right now. And the only way that will happen is if you let go of who you are today and embrace a whole new set of possibility of yourself, which right now is completely unknown to you. And so how do you do that? Well, step number one is you have to actually find the pattern, the deep programming. What is the deep programming? I call this the mind matrix, because this is like the Matrix. If you've seen the Matrix, the movie, right? There's this world that controls all human beings. It's a virtual world. But this world has got a programming, and nobody can see the programming except Neo, who's the one. He's the only one who can see the programming. But there is a programming, and it's invisible. So what is the invisible program that's been running you all of these years that you are unaware about, that you don't know? Are you somebody who's trying to be perfect all the time? Are you somebody who's trying to be Mother Teresa and helping other people all the time? Are you somebody who is just, getting their sense of self-worth and confidence from achievement? If I achieve, I'm great. If I'm not, then I'm not. Are you somebody who is, keeping to themselves most of the time and trying to find that sense of specialness, uniqueness? I'm unique, I am special, I am different, nobody understands me, and always looking for that thing that's missing in your life? Are you somebody who is trying to gain knowledge and information because that makes you feel stronger, it makes you feel more competent? Are you somebody who is constantly looking for support in people, in ideas, in religions, in communities, but not really having any sort of self guidance in terms of support, not unable to support yourself? Are you somebody who goes from one thing to another, to another, to another, and not really focusing on what is the program that's running you? What is the fear that you have? Is it a fear of pain? Is it a fear of losing control? Is it a fear of getting into conflict? Is it a fear of losing loved ones, or people will not love you? Is it a fear of looking like a failure? Is it a fear of looking wrong and imperfect? Is it a fear of looking stupid, or is it a fear of not looking stupid, but not being prepared enough for the job? What is the fear about? And so in order to achieve any goal, in order to reinvent yourself, number one, you have to become the goal. Number two is you have to figure out what is the invisible programming that's been running you all of these years. Number three is that program is what needs to change, because unless you change that program, you're going to repeat the same pattern over and over and over again, not knowing why you're doing it. Now, if you want help, in this, because I know I've unpacked a lot and I hope this video makes sense. And if not, I will make more videos in the future. Please give me your feedback. But if you understood, and if you just understand one thing, which is that there's an invisible program that's running you, and the first step to overcome this is to actually become aware about the invisible program. How do you do that? So I have something that I'll give to you as a gift for free. It's an assessment that will tell you about your invisible program. It's basically a personality assessment test. There's a link in the description. Go and click on it. It will take you to an amazing community that we have. And all we do in this community is to help each other reinvent ourselves. That's what we do. It's a fantastic, and you will find this personality assessment there. Go and do it. Just do the test. It's free. When you do that, you realize, oh my God, the reason why I have been stuck is because I actually have patterns of thought, I have patterns of beliefs, I have patterns of emotions, and it's because of these patterns that my actions have been pretty much in a loop. Why I haven't been able to do the things that I know I need to do is because of these patterns. So I hope you found this helpful. Reinvent yourself in the year 2025. Start with awareness. Start with awareness. It's the most important thing. And once you do that, then you're ready for the next step, for which is another video. And I'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.